Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is GINA LABIBAH with student ID number 632502228 and class 63.28.05. Here I'll talk about bad habits. These bad habits can occur frequently and repeatedly and they should be changed and not allowed to become a persistent habit. Changing bad habits can be done solely by intention. Consistency is also crucial. So, here I want to give some examples of bad habits that consistently occur. First example, always putting off work. Even though if it's not complete and immediately, it risks being overwhelmed because the work piles up. Sometimes that excuse is, oh later, oh tomorrow, or I'll gather my thought first. Well, this cycle always repeats itself, especially if it becomes a habit. There is a second example. Playing on your phone for too long and staying up too late. Even though we know this makes us unhealthy, lacks enthusiasm the next day, and makes us sleepy due to lack of rest. But even though we know the negative effects of these habits, we still repeat bad habits over and over again. The final example of a bad habit is being lazy about studying. Well, it is certain that the main factor in this is the sophistication of today's electronics. Yes, that's right, cell phone. These phones are loaded with numerous apps that make us lazy about studying. Examples include TikTok and Instagram. That's two apps are addictive. Like scrolling endlessly on TikTok homepage and scrolling through Instagram reels until you lose track of time and then up being lazy about studying. Especially when it comes to school assignment. They'll always delay because of this. And you end up not completing them because they're pushed back. This last example is very relatable to Gen Z, who always bog down with their assignment because they scroll through social media. To change these bad habits, we must take several steps, namely, first, we must have a strong intention to change. Second, we must reduce the things that cause these bad habits. Third, we must try to have a positive circle of friends so they can lead us positive things because this can also help us leave bad habits that persist. And finally, we must practice discipline in all things because discipline we can learn how to be responsible. Furthermore, we must be consistent in carrying out our intention to change. Although change doesn't happen quickly or instantly, it still takes time and effort. If we fail at some point, keep trying and don't give up. Use that failure or mistake as a learning experience to continuously improve ourselves. By changing bad habits into good ones, our lives will become more productive, healthy, and disciplined. We must change small things to become better people, including ourselves. That's all I have to say about bad habits. Thank you. Here I will present a material, namely indirect question. An indirect question is a polite or formal way to ask information by embedding a question within a statement or a polite phrase. Unlike direct question, they often use introductory phrases like could you tell me and follow a standard subject-verb order rather than inverting them. Well, indirect questions are generally used in the first, formal conversation, the second, asking strangers, The third, speak to teacher, and the latter, customer service. Function of indirect question is to be more polite to the interlocutor. Well, this is so that the words you hear softer and more polite. The second, to be more formal. The third, to avoid words that sound harsh. The latter, to avoid sounding rude. Using direct question helps create better communication and demonstrates good manners. Here are some common introductory phrases. Namely, here it is. Number 1, can or could you tell me? Number 2, do you know? Number 3, I was wondering. Number 4, do you have any idea? Number 5, would it be possible? Number 6, I did like to know. Well, here's an example. Number 1, could you tell me where is the bank? Number 2, do you know where is the bank? Number 3, do you know why he left? Well, here there is an indirect question, structure yes or no. Here we go into the formula. Formula, introductory phrases plus if or whether plus subject plus verb. An example, I wonder if she speaks English. Number 2, could you tell me if you are hungry? Number 3, could you tell me if you want to go there? Important rules on indirect question. Example, can you tell me where does he lives? Well, this is an example of an incorrect sentence. So, an example of a correct sentence is, can you tell me where he lives? Well, use introductory phrases because this is also an important rule of indirect sentence. That is an example of a phrase here. The first, do you know? The second, can you tell me? Well, here we go into examples of the difference between direct and indirect sentence. Direct sentence, where is the bank? Indirect sentence, could you tell me where is the bank? Direct sentence, what time is it? Indirect sentence, could you tell me what time it is? Direct sentence, does she speak English? Indirect sentence, I wonder if she speak English. Direct sentence, why did they leave? Indirect sentence, I wonder why they left. So, the conclusion from the indirect sentence is number 1, indirect questions are questions that are used to sound more polite and formal. Number 2, indirect question use sentence structures like declarative sentence, not like direct question. Number 3, it usually begins with introductory phrases such as, could you tell me? Do you know? Can you tell me? Number 4, by using indirect question, communication becomes smoother and respect the other person. That's all my explanation of the indirect speech material. More or less, I apologize. Thank you.